Greetings, greetings, greetings. So, I appreciate you guys being here. This is going to be a good one, I feel like. So I haven't been on, it feels like a general reading, other than my ghetto fairies reads and my happy hours. I feel like I haven't really posted much content on YouTube in a while. And I did promise that I was going to be doing some Black History Month dedicated reads. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to try to get in the ancestors that I feel drawn to and called to read upon. So Marie Laveau was my own personal decision and choice. I'm not sure if anybody, I don't think anyone requested me to do a reading on her, but I just put her on my list. I do have a couple more. A lot of divine feminine energies, I will be honest. I want to tap into the ancestors in that sense. But I'll figure it out. I know I had a little bit of some musical artists. I might save that one for my other channel, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to do this. Let's tap in, shall we? Let's get into it. So we're gonna read on Marie Laveau. Okay, Marie Laveau was born on September the 10th, 1801, and she transitioned June 15th, 1881. Okay, so she was 79 years old. Hey, Oya Storm. Hey, sis, how are you? So, Miss Marie Laveau was a legendary voodoo queen of New Orleans, a woman of immense spiritual power, wisdom, and influence. She was also a healer, a leader, and a mystic who worked with both the physical and the unseen realms. So, she was also an occultist as well. Known for her deep connection to the spirit, she served her community through rituals, healing work, protection, magic, and justice. She also became a hairdresser as a way to create financial stability. Through her work, she built close relationships with her Black clients, in which many of whom were house servants in wealthy white households. These interactions gave her insight into the personal lives and secrets and struggles of the New Orleans elite. So, with this knowledge and her natural gifts for discernment, she was able to offer deeply informed guidance to those who sought her counsel. Okay. Um, hey, I'm doing well. You were just thinking about her. That's crazy. Yeah, so divine timing. You should like this one. I feel like y'all gonna like this one. So yeah, so she was able to offer deeply rooted, informed guidance to those who sought her counsel. Wealthy and political powerful individuals, both Black and white, came to her advice, spiritual intervention, sorry, and protection against negative forces or energies. Her reputation as a woman of influence and mystical wisdom made her a highly sought after figure in New Orleans society. So, as you know, she's still very beloved even now. Some feared her, many revered her, but all recognized her powerful presence. Even in death, her spirit continues to guide those who seek truth, balance, and the deeper mysteries of the universe. So I welcome you guys to this reading. I'm excited. I got my New Orleans Oracle, my New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. We're going to get into this, okay? If you guys feel drawn to Marie Laveau, whether through admiration, maybe curiosity, or just a deeper spiritual connection, this reading may be for you. So her energy does not come just to anyone. I come to realize that. So if you're here, maybe because her spirit has some wisdom for you, right? Something to share with you tonight. So we'll be pulling some cards to receive some messages from her wisdom and the spirits who walk with her. So this is more than just a reading. We're going to take this as a moment of insight, transformation, and guidance for those who seek to walk the path of their true power and spiritual integrity and their gifts. Okay. So I'll be tapping into like what she may want you to know, what lessons can she teach you, how you can honor her energy in your own journey. So let's go ahead and open up the space. Okay. Let's invite her in presence and receive these messages that are meant for us. So we can call on our divine team, our ancestors, to cover us and protect us and walk with us. You're free to light a white candle dedicated to your ancestors, to her, Marie Laveau, whatever you feel guided to do, pour some libations. We're going to go ahead and get started in this reading, okay? Be sure to like this video, y'all. Show some love to the channel. You know, I don't have a lot of time that I used to have to do readings like I would like to. So, when I pop on, it's because I'm guided and I have the space to do it. So it's all love. All right. So I think I'm gonna start with the tarot first. We're gonna put the oracles to the side. Woo, child. I'm gonna take those. These three fell out on the floor. Okay, I'm gonna take those. The New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Yeah. I can't remember how much this ran me. I had like a gift card credit or something. I think that's what I bought it. It was like perfect timing because I was sitting on this deck for like years. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna finally buy it. And I bought it maybe a couple months ago or so. Finally. All right. So we have I think this is the Two of Wands. I'm going to read this intuitively. I'm not going to stick too much to the traditional tarot. You have the La Serene, the Mermaid, and the Congo card with La Place. So some of you guys may already um, practice your own, could be voodoo for sure, but some of you guys practice some sort of spiritual work. Some of you guys may work with the sirens, the mermaids. Something's about to be revealed. Some of you guys may be doing a lot of ancestor, like maybe researching your bloodline, your family, trying to connect with them more. Um, $80, girl. No, this deck was nowhere near $80. Like, I don't even think this deck was over $30. So, girl, it must have been used something. The last one. Um, but yeah, definitely seeking and soul searching when it comes to your ancestral lineage. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a good time to do that. Okay. Um, so you have some fire energy, you have some water energy here, you have two water cards. So it could be an emotional journey for you when it comes to connecting or finding or deepening your roots, really. I speak for myself personally. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on my family, like trying to start from the root of like the eldest that I could find their information with my grandma and so on and so forth. Trying to figure out what tribes, like where we come from, like, like pinpoint things to key. Like, I'm not really into those blood swab, little DNA test things. I feel like the genealogy, like going into the history and records of who your family is, I feel like that's most, because I don't feel like they can track every part of your DNA. You know what I mean? Like everything that you have in your bloodline, but it's easy, or I feel like it's more practical, excuse me, more practical and more there on paper where you can see where you come from. Um, so I've found some things about like my grandma that I didn't even know. I didn't know, like, I knew that she was from Texas. I didn't know what part of Texas she was from. A lot of other things I found out. It's just it's very interesting. So yeah, I'm very interested in that whole thing. So some of you guys could be doing your own research or connecting with them or something with like you're finding relation to certain spiritual practices that you've been drawn to and finding that that is connected to your own bloodline. um these sacred practices. I feel like a lot of you guys are doing a lot of spiritual cleansing and cord cutting when it comes to your bloodline, and it does feel Mommy Wata is coming out. I don't think she's in this deck, but her presence is here. Mommy Wata. um the Congo, something with the Congo, you guys might be from Congo. um what else is coming through? I feel like some of you guys are breaking chains. And I love Kyrie shows. And there's something with Kyrie shells coming through because this looks like she has a Kyrie shell necklace on, this mermaid, or maybe some type of seashells. Some of you guys may be called to seashell divination. I know that's one of the things I love. That's like I love seashell divination. Kyrie shells have its own structure of divination. You guys could be drawn to that, or you just have a natural connection um, to that, or you read it in your own unique way. So that's definitely coming through. Let's see. I think let me see. I think this is the Two of Wands. Your path is being lit for you, like the path for you to walk. Your ancestors are helping you. They're showing you the way. I think I want to look this up because some of these cards, like the system of how these cards work, are not the traditional tarot, obviously. So I have to keep in mind that these cards, they have their own system. So let me see. La Place. So the Congo is water. The ballrooms, I think the ballrooms are cannot remember, child. They got so many things. Like I'm trying to read this intuitively, but it does help to kind of understand the structure of each card. So let's see. The aces. Let's see. I believe the La Place is supposed to be a court card, but I could be wrong. Let's see. This is a big ass book. Gosh, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Do the sixes, the eights, get the nines, and the tens, and the temple cards. So the temple cards are the court cards in this deck. Yeah. Sis, oh yeah, you can help a sister out. Like, like some like who is who. Let's see. So the Hangun. I think those are the kings in this deck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are the kings. The Mambos are the queens. Okay, the Mambos are the queens. And La Place is the princes. So this would be the Prince of Swords, so equivalent to the knights. So we have La Place, the Congo. So that's the King of Cups energy. Okay. This is a representation of Ogun. So some of you guys may resonate with Ogun's energy as well. Okay. Um, or form of Ogun. I think Ogun Freya is a connection to Ogun, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Ogun's energy is here as well. Let's see. The Hanosis, hopefully I'm saying that right. Those are the princesses. So I'm assuming those are the pages. So yeah, we have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the King, or the Knight of Cups, sorry, that came out. Okay. So there is a deep connection to discerning like something about your relation with your bloodline, could be clearing out, and the energy with the siren energy could represent a mermaid energy that you resonate with. Mommy Watson did come, I feel like, and then you have Ogun coming through. All right, so let's get into Marie Laveau's energy read because those cards just wanted to come out on their own. So, okay. Let's see. For some of you who are drawn to this message, this reading, or Marie Laveau, or she has been showing up for you lately or for a while, why is she showing up in your life? Or why do you feel this draw or this call to her, or you've always felt this? If you're still curious or wondering or trying to just confirm, what is your pull or call to her? As a collective, okay, let's take that. All right, so we have a court card here, and we have the Santeria with Shango energy coming through as well. Some of you guys may be called to heal sickness in people. Sickness does not have to be physical sicknesses. It could be mental sicknesses, illnesses, spiritual sicknesses. You have that healer energy in you, just like Marie Laveau, how she had that power in her to heal. as well, to transform. So it's like to help heal the sick or the spiritually sick or those that may struggle to help themselves or break free. You have that gift, you have that power. So this card is the Hermit in this deck. We are in the year of the 9. This could be like a time for you to fully start tapping into your gifts, your calling, whether it's like you actively being hands-on on that or you just saying yes to your purpose and your calling and accepting who you are. You have a very powerful energy, you have a very powerful voice, you have the power to shake things up. You're a very charismatic person. With Shango's energy coming up, like you have a very strong energy. I believe the Santeria placements are earth. So this would be an earth placement, the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is about your spiritual work for sure. Yeah, they sure do. Like, you don't really like, I love decks that are not traditional to the tarot. They kind of have their own vibe to them, their own system. This deck is already like, it's already saying what it needs to say. But yeah, Shango energy, like you could have a very powerful energy already about you. You have the ability to persuade, but at the same time, I don't feel like you're using it for bad. This just feels like to me an energy where you have a very powerful voice and it maybe you've been denying that part of yourself, you know. um if you feel very passionate about helping people, hey, Nina, if you feel very passionate about helping people, then this is for you. This message is for you. If you're someone that has the ability to heal and you could actually work in the medical field, maybe there's something that you want to speak up about, something that if you go to a conference or something that maybe you want to share, your views, your take, maybe you want to start like, I don't know, like a podcast, speaking about health and wellness in different levels in different ways. So a healer is very multi-layered. It's not just one specific way you can channel healing or spiritual power or work. Your hands could be healing, your voice could be healing, you know, there's so many, your ideas, excuse me, can be healing. So when it comes to Shango's energy can be, I feel like one of those people that, because they talk about Shango, a lot of times people talk about the fact that he's like has this player vibes to him and very, attractive and, but I feel like if you channel his energy as a warrior in that sense, you are a spiritual warrior. You have the power and the ability to help and to heal whoever you come in contact with. Okay. I want to see what the meaning of this card is in this deck. I know that's the Hermit traditionally. Let's see. Um, du- 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 du. Okay, so it says internal inspiration, the hermit. It's a ritual of seclusion undergone by prospective initiates before the mysteries are revealed, not answered or explained. This card is one of ritual gestation and birth. Here, candidates partake in the seclusion that precedes birth into another life. The womb silence and nurturance are invoked to provide an environment for the newfound revelations to grow and flower within the deepest recesses of the candidates. They lie in a fetal position, each cared for by his or her sponsor. A chicken lies at the feet of each candidate, and organic matter anoints their foreheads. Here it would be good to address the often misunderstood or morbidly emphasized practice of animal sacrifice. I'm not going to read too much into that, but it's a sacred practice. And the part that stood out to me was that this is a period of kind of like a gestation period where you're still in the process of birthing yourself out. So this is for you to show up for your calling and cultivate whatever that is or whatever it is that you're extracting and healing out of you. It's interesting that the feet, they have chickens there. And there's something with like extracting energy from the feet. If you've been feeling led to do like a spiritual wash with your feet or something like that, um I know that some people do this when they're sick. Like this is like an old school remedy, but like some people will cut up slices of onions and put them on their feet when they're sick, like if they have a cold or a flu, to kind of extract that illness out of their feet. You can do that if you have the intentions to clear your energy or to clear your path or your walk or extract anything that's blocking you, something with the feet or a literal wash. If you have like a spiritual brother or sister or someone that you trust, like a spiritual, um, kind of like your someone that's like your accountability partner spiritually, you can have them wash your feet for you, you know. And I know that that's a very sacred thing and a very intimate thing. You know, someone would have to, it's got to be someone that you would trust and trust you, like a very intimate connection with that. um so if that resonates with you, you know, try that out. I know that sounds crazy. You're stupid, Nina. Pisces. Oh, for real. Oh, yeah, I said that's all the Pisces energy dealing with the feet. Hmm. You use sulfur soap to cleanse your paths. Ooh, okay. Come through with the messages. Thank you. And we're coming into Pisces season. So maybe it's just a calling to do that right now. But the divinational meaning of this card says magic use, possible over application of force for, in contrast, a petty ends. Complex means use, more simple with suffix. Unstable result, effects gained through magic tend to lack temporal persistence. So this is not a quick fix. This is not something that you just do real fast and then that's it. There's a new moon in Pisces on the 28th. Wow, okay. That would be probably a good time to do like a foot wash or something. All right, come through with the messages. So the reason why some of you guys, or those of you that are drawn to Marie Laveau's energy, you have a curiosity, you may be feeling called to her energy lately, or you've been heavily curious about her for a while now, maybe as of recent. That is the reason why you're feeling that call to her. This is your path. This is your spiritual initiation, if you will. Okay. Shango, let's see, what else is he talking about? Is there a meaning? I'm sure it is. Um, says family obligations fulfilled bring bounty to all. Family obligations ignored bring destruction. Wise rule: control of a situation, use or misuse. Excellent skill. So remember, I was picking up in the first cards that fell out something along the lines of like family ties and things like that. Let's clarify with the oracle, and then we'll move on to the next question. Why are those that are drawn or have been drawn or called, what is the reason why they're drawn to Marie? Why are they drawn to you? Those that seek you out, I feel this call. Share your gifts. Look, I can't. I love confirmations, y'all. Y'all know I do. Y'all have gifts. Like, y'all are part of the fold. Like, it might seem like everybody else has something going on, but you don't. Or how do I fit into this? For one, like, there's enough room for you to show up and share your gifts. Point blank, period. All right. Ashe. Some of you guys, it is tarot or divination. You have that gift, or just the gift of prophecy, but definitely healing of some sort, some aspect of healing. Thank you, Nina. I try to stay out of the collective reads, okay? But no, I know Spirit be speaking too. What lesson does she want to teach you? So she was a master teacher of both spiritual wisdom and just life lessons in general. So this message it's going to reveal what she wants you to understand about magic, power, and your personal growth. So what lesson does she want to teach you? Let's see. Those who are called or drawn to her energy. What does she want to teach you? I'm going to call you after if you're up. I had to get some things done today. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the, I think, I can't remember if this is a page. I think it is. So this would be a Pentacles. The Santeria are Pentacles. And then you have Possession, which obviously is the Devil card. So her lessons, I feel like your power, it's like you may have had to, some of you might have grown up in a kind of like in a household where you had to kind of grow up fast or something. Like you might have had to be a very independent person. You might be the oldest, you might be the only child. Some of you guys might be the middle child. There's something about independence. Like you could be the fifth child. Like if you have a big family, you could be like the fifth child. That to me is considered like a middle child. But let's say there's only like three of you, you're the second born, so that would make you the middle child, or you're the firstborn, or you're the only born, or you might have siblings in another household, but in your household maybe you were the oldest or you were the only child or something like that. um there's an energy around independence. Some of you guys may be Scorpios or literally born on Halloween. Something significantly may have happened on Halloween. I feel like in your household there was a lot of survivalist type of energy, or like trying to make ends meet, or some of you guys may have had a parent that worked very hard and maybe you had to kind of like make up for the household, especially if you were raised by a single parent, where you kind of had to make up for like making sure the household was taken care of, or just fend for yourself if you were the only child or something like that. um I feel like as a child you also got spiritually attacked a lot, where you may have dealt with a lot of struggle of like seeing yourself as valuable, or seeing yourself as lonely, or seeing yourself as like you're just meant to suffer or something. And it's like it's a false story that because of your circumstances, it's like it's a twisted, distorted view of your circumstances. Instead of seeing it differently, it's like seeing it in this instance of you're lacking, or you're not enough, or you're not protected, or you're alone, or you're misunderstood. um you have a lot of things, like a lot of stored up trauma. And I feel like for some of you, it's in your stomach area. If you're having a hard time losing weight in your stomach, it's not solely because of what you eat. Because you might find that you eat healthy, or you don't overeat, or there's no reason why other than there's some sort of trauma there. And I'm not a healthcare physician, so please take this with a grain of salt, only if it resonates, seek a healthcare physician, but I feel like there's stored trauma in the stomach. Also, another thing too that I'm picking up on is some of you have a lot of gifts that you have stored up and you haven't give birth to them yet. And part of it is because of this lack energy, and this is something that needs to be extracted or released. Some of you guys may, as a child, also feel like you could see spirits, or you could see evil energy on people or something. Like you had the ability to see people, like see some sort of hang up, see some sort of, it's like darkness. This is actually the strength card in this deck. Yeah, you guys might have had to endure a lot of spiritual warfare and like demonic energies or spirits and stuff like that, in people like manifesting themselves. Or you could maybe not looking at them and seeing like monsters in their face, but just like, how do I explain this? Almost like a um like just their energy, their vibe. Like you might have been uncomfortable around certain people and not know why. It's like you can sense this very strongly. And I feel like people attacked you very young for the simple fact that you had the gift and the ability of sight. It's like you didn't see yourself how maybe other people saw you. Maybe their spirit, their energies could kind of pick up and tell like who you were, what you were about. Excuse me. And maybe you overlooked that, you didn't see that part of yourself, you know. Um hmm, trying to figure out what this card is. This Santeria Yagu card is, because I can't. I can't figure out what that card is. Hmm. Do you know, sis? Oh, yeah. Do you know what card this is? Because I have no idea. I know it's a Santeria card, but I don't know like which one it is. Trying to find it in here, but I don't see it. We learning together, child. But basically, what I'm gathering so far just off of the energy of these cards is that you have a very powerful energy. Like your lesson could be like your ability to heal started off very young. Like your training wheels were taken off, or you might have been riding the training wheels of your gift and understanding them at a very young age. So it's kind of like as of right now, as you're becoming aware of yourself more, or you're just embracing or accepting the parts of yourself, your gifts, your ability, your foresight, these lessons that you were taught as a young child, like how to discern spirits and energy, um maybe even dealing with certain traumas and things like that. It's not to say like, oh, we did this to you on purpose, or this is happening to you as a punishment, or oh, it's solely just for your lesson, but it's like taking our life experiences and what can we learn from these life experiences, if that makes sense. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell this card is. I can't even find it. I cannot even find it. Let me see. That's a princess, they're saying. Is it a princess? That's what it's saying. It's a princess. Yeah, so it is a page. Okay, let me see. Cause I'm like, am I tripping? Like, let me see. Yeah, okay, so it says this is initiate into the Santeria holds the position of the earthly part of Earth. Hers is the strength of the planet to support and, if needed, direct to forms life upon its surface. The character of this Yagu is well suited to the indwelling of the Orisha Yomoya. So remember, you had that siren card that came out in the first part of the reading that just randomly just flew out of the deck. This is a formation of that. Some of you guys may be connected to Yomoya. It says this card shows a Yugo holding a pot and working with her yogueros or warriors. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Ilegua sits by the door and looks at the scene. Ogun is represented by the pot itself, and Oshun is an iron crossbow. She is represented by an iron roster on the iron cup that is attached to the iron pole. The warriors are all present. So this is a warrior energy for sure. Like, again, at a young age, you had a very strong, powerful energy, and sometimes it feels like a punishment. Sometimes, like to be that one person. Um, yeah, the third card is Yomoya. Okay, says the warriors are all present. Character traits associated with this card include benevolence, strength, beauty, and fearless protection. This young woman, or the physicality, she is a young woman with blue, black, rich brown, or red brown hair or dark eyes. Okay, so that can describe you. The two of Santeria is the two of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see. This is a very extensive book. Okay, let's see. All right, so this card shows a pregnant woman suspended in space. The earth forms as well swells within her belly. Spirit swirls around her, and the planets seem to have gathered to watch and pay respect to the act of giving birth. The Orisha Olofi, so strongly connected to creation, is represented by the star mother. So divine mother energy. You're not, see, when divine mother energy is present in a reading, that's a clear sign that you are divinely cared for and protected. Those who feel the most alone, oftentimes you have a path, you have a purpose, and sometimes that isolation plays a very significant role in your strengthening and you finding or seeking and soul searching within yourself to stand on your own 2 feet. You're not meant to be a part of the crowd and follow. It doesn't mean that you don't have a community, but as a community, everyone has a role to play within that community collectively and what they bring to the table. So no one is just a nothing or nobody. Everyone has something to contribute to that fold, to that community. And that sometimes means you have to find that soul searching within you and find it within yourself. You got to find that self worth in those solitude moments, if that makes sense. Let's clarify, what is the lesson that Marie Laveau is revealing to you in regards to your journey? Gratitude. Again, they're celebrating. They're celebrating in the streets. It's like you might feel like you're not a part of the crowd, you're not a part of the fold or the community. And it could be that lie that creeps up on you that says that you're nobody, you're nothing, or if this happened, then this shouldn't have happened. If you're worthy or if I'm worthy, why is this happening to me? Or why do I feel like this? And why am I so alone? It's not a reflection of something being wrong with you or that it's a punishment. Again, you're not meant to follow the crowd. You're meant to be a part of something and stand in your own energy. So you got to break free of whatever is keeping you stuck and stagnant. There could be an energy that there's like a stronghold mentally in regards to a certain circumstance or something related to your inner child or your childhood experiences. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm getting with that. The Three of Pentacles is, oh yeah. Yeah, I have to like learn this deck a little bit more, like the placements and the cards. So I'm just trying to read off the dome energetically first, intuitively, and then like look at the guidebook to kind of help me out, just kind of confirm the messages or give a little more deeper intel. So let's see. How can you walk the path of a true spirit of true spiritual power? How can you walk in the path of your true spiritual power? So again, a message about like tapping into your authenticity, your integrity, your responsibility of your spiritual gifts. Like, how do you, fully walk in this path? Marie Laveau, what's your advice on this, Marie? What's your advice? So, ooh, you have Azuli Freya. So the Seven of Swords. You have Dr. John with the Magician. You have the Page of Wands. And you have the Six of Cups. This is giving more water goddess energy again. Okay. So some of you guys I'm getting like a balance of utilizing your like attractiveness. Kind of gives me, going back to kind of the Shango energy of like that charismatic vibe, but using it in a healthy way. Hey Kay, how are you? Greetings. Like being able to embrace like, yeah, like your attractiveness. Like if you don't put yourself out there, nobody's going to see you. And some of you guys may know that, okay, I'm an attractive person, or, I do want to represent myself well. There's nothing vain about that. I feel like self-love is also a key to this as well. Some of you guys may want to work with Arzuli Frida, but do your research, use your discernment. Some of you guys already do. Or working with the energy and essence of pink. The color pink, the color gold, maybe even the color or the gold. Okay, sorry. The color pink, working with gold or silver as well could resonate with you. Something about adornments, but it's not about, and this is another thing that's coming through, it's not about when you walk in your spiritual authority, it's not about, oh, that is Seven of Swords. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's not about the like showing up in a pretty perfect way of what you think you're supposed to walk in, or if it is like a spiritual practice. I know that sometimes like people kind of want to hold on to this look, this aesthetic of what looks spiritual and things like that. And it's like it's more about the appearance than it is about the actual spiritual work. So it's not about the aesthetics, and that could be something that hinders you. You don't have to be coming from a place of vanity, but maybe a place of insecurity, like, oh, I got to show up like this and blah blah blah. But there's nothing wrong with you knowing that, okay, I'm an attractive person, I could use this to put myself out there, but I'm going to come with the real though. I'm going to show up honestly and integrity, or I don't have to look a certain way, to fit in. It's like, be your authentic self. So some of you guys may need to do some self-love work, maybe some mirror work, speaking to yourself in a loving way. And like I said, you can work with pink, you can work with silver, golds, because you have a very powerful energy. And spirit, really your ancestors, because you have the ancestor card at the bottom of the deck. Your ancestors, divine source, God, your higher self, Marie. It's this encouragement of moving in the beat of your own drum that's in alignment with your soul. You know how they say sometimes that the drum represents the heartbeat. So what is true in your heart? What is the vibration of your heart? That's what you need to move and walk in, because you do have very powerful visions, and you might be someone that's very, very creative in a way. Like if you just let loose and you let go. And what I mean, when I say madness, I don't mean like being insane or being just ruthless, but not putting a cap or limit on your creative energy, if that makes sense. What works for you may not work for somebody else. It may not resonate with somebody else, but that's your energy. That's your vibe. And that may not resonate with everyone, but it's also about returning back to passion. Like, what is it that speaks to you? Like, your energy, your flow. Maybe it's something that you got to return back to that did work for you, where you did have passion. And again, it's that place of returning back to self and looking at yourself in the mirror. When I think of mermaids, and I've said this probably in other messages too, but when I think of mermaids with the mirrors, I don't view it as like they're admiring their beauty in a vain sense, but more so they're doing inner reflection. Because you think about the ocean, you think about depth, you think about the heart, you think about purification and cleansing, the relation to spirit through water. So it's more so of a deep soul dive, a deep reflecting within self, and maybe even a devotion to like prophecy and, yeah, gathering information, connecting with spirit. So it's a water is a portal within itself. So I feel like mermaids are very powerful. They have their voices are very powerful. Their energy is very powerful. So utilizing that for yourself in a reflective place, not like, oh, I got to admire my beauty in a sense of vanity, or thinking about the aesthetic so much when it comes to your spiritual path, your spiritual walk. Thank you. Thank you, Nina. So let me look at some of the meanings of the cards so we can kind of just go a little bit deeper. They have Marie Laveau in this deck. She's the high priestess in this deck. So Dr. John represents the craft or the magus. Okay. So he is a New Orleans personage who is traveling the starry road of the position of the Loa. Okay. So he was a practitioner, a sacred drummer of the high renown in the city during the early 1800s. Okay. He says that free Africans whose face was said to be tattooed with red and blue lines in the form of snakes. His virtues are those of traditionalists dedicated to the maintenance of the strict African forms within Voodoo and those vibratory laws that govern the rhythms used to call the Loa. So he resides close to the Congo Square in St. Louis Cemetery. So he laid to rest there too. Okay, interesting. So his meaning of his card is his craft consummate skill in the matter of hand, occult powers, or wisdom, ability to see root causes clearly. I like that. Identification of the individual will with a greater or more inclusive will. All right. And then we had the Six of Cups, Page of Wands, Seven of Swords. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, let's do the six first. Fours, fives. Okay, so the Six of Cups. Okay, so it says she Laveau signifies an initiated or loved by the sun. This is the voodoo law which alone unites the most magic forces, represents ominous in voodoo. Let's see. The joy of will manifests. The questioner's work is in its fullness. So again, like, you guys are well equipped. Like, you got this. I know sometimes it feels like you're not ready. You can't do it. You're not in the place to manifest, or you feel like you're not all the way equipped for something, but you are. Okay. So Arzuli Frida, she represents or governs the air form of the sphere of emotions. So the two reflecting mirrors in this card point where their fleeting images to the transitory and ever-shifting airy nature of emotions. Okay. I feel like for some of you, again, like, if you focus on like what you look like or appearances, or there's something with like the identity or how you show up, if you focus on what the world says is this, or the world says, this is popular, this is not, this is trendy, this is how you should show up, this is how you should present yourself as a spiritual person, in a way that's like surface level or superficial, or centered around physical appearance, as you know, like, people change their mind all the time about beauty standards. Like, one minute this is in, one minute this is out, especially with the spiritual community. Like, people that look at it as like this trend rather than a path to walk or a journey, and they look at it as just something to attach themselves to, or something to create an identity after or behind, or something to make them feel or look good in the eyes, like, oh, I studied this and I know this, and I'm initiated in this, like all this, stuff that is, it's very shifty energy, and you can't base your foundation on that. Hey, Tawanda, you can't base your foundation on that. So the Seven of Swords, it says imaginings beyond possibility, the jolt of shattered dreams. So again, like, you don't want to create castles in the sky, things that are not, in resonance with your spirit, with your soul. You don't want to do that. Let's see. Page of Pentacles, or Page of Wands, my bad. Page of Wands. Let's see. Okay, so it says the fiery earthly parts of fire. Her attributes mirror the fiery characteristics of La Falamu. Loa. Hope I'm saying that. I wish my sis Gabby was on here because she speaks French fluently. So you gonna have to let me know if I'm saying some of this shit right, because I do not speak French at all. The character traits are associated with this card include intense states such as anger, love, ambition, enthusiasm, and vengeance. Her emotions are prone to rapid change. Physically, she is apt to be a young woman with gold or red hair and blue and light brown eyes. Okay, going back to what I was saying, like, how you create, sometimes it's like raw energy, raw emotion. Okay. Yeah, I would never encourage anybody to like start working with certain energies unless they are truly guided and they understand what they're getting themselves into. Not to like put fear in people, but it's like, yeah, you gotta, anything that you walk into, it's like a contract. You gotta read the terms and conditions, and a lot of people don't read the terms and conditions on, shit when they, buy things. So you know what I mean? Or get services. They don't read the terms and conditions of what, and they gotta learn the other way or learn a hard way sometimes. Always read the terms and conditions when it comes to your spiritual path and walking. That's with anything, always check and use your discernment. So You have keep going and make a wish. So, how can you walk the path of true, like, how can you walk the path of true spiritual power and authenticity and in your integrity? Is you got to keep going. This is a journey. And I noticed she has her lantern, so it's kind of giving hermit energy anyway. And this is the year of the 9, the year of the hermit. This is about your spiritual path, your introspection. And this kind of looks like a yellow brick road. So sometimes you got to go down a path in order to find the meaning and purpose in something that was always there or always inside of you, kind of like the journey of the Wizard of Oz. Like everything that she needed was already there. The other characters along her journey, um, everything that they needed was already there. They were already that. And we look outside of ourselves thinking that this magical thing is just going to appear and it's just going to happen to us, when we have the power to wield in and bring in what it is that we want, because we already hold it inside of ourselves. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense when I say this. I sound crazy. No, but and there's like this looks like a portal. This portal, and it also looks like a mirror. So the mirror symbolism in this card and the 7 of Swords, it's like you got to be able to discern what you're looking at, because if you think about the Wizard of Oz, how Dorothy was so fixated on, oh, we got to go see the Wiz so that we can, or the wizard, so we can, find our way, or I can find my way back home, and you guys can find those things that you want. You want the brain, you want the heart, you want the courage. When that shit is already, it resides within, and it's an illusion. The wizard was not able to do anything different or better than they were, the capability to manifest and do what they needed to do, right? So when you're seeking outside of yourself on your journey, this might be the lesson that you're learning through your journey as well, or one of them that you're learning. Is like everything that you need is inside of you. And yes, sometimes you got to go down that path and that journey to figure that out and to see it. You see how Dorothy, she had to bump her head, like when, the little, what was it, the tornado or whatever was happening, she bumps her head on something. I can't remember if it was a window or whatever. But it's like sometimes you do got to bump your head and remember, sometimes like you got to see. And remember, in the beginning of the movie, it was black and white. Everything was just like, it's just this, it's just that. But once you got into the land of Oz, everything was full color. Everything, it was vivid. It wasn't just, it's just black and white. It's just this or it's that. She went through a whole journey. I know. I used them before a long time ago. I just don't use them all the time. It's the New Orleans Oracle and then the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Yeah. I have the new Voodoo Tarot, but I don't use it all the time. I just sometimes use it for myself, like my own personal messages. I don't always use them on. I think I don't think I've ever used my I don't think this is the first time I've used these. I know I've used these before on here, but uh-uh. Um, but yeah, so your vision gets a little bit more clear, more vivid, and sometimes you do gotta bump your head. Sometimes it's like you gotta fall sometimes in order to get the message or the lesson, if that makes sense. You gotta go down that journey, down that rabbit hole sometimes. Yeah, there's a new one. It's got like a black box or a red box, and it has Azuli Dawntour on the front of it. It's called the Voodoo Tarot, I believe. All right, so I'll use that one day. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll use it one day on the channel. What shadow work must you confront that we haven't already tapped into? Because I feel like we've been tapping into shadow work already. Um, Marie Laveau, she was feared by others and loved by others, but what is your inner fears or ego or misconceptions that you have about yourself that you do need to work through? Yeah, girl, on Amazon. Speaking of the Wizard of Oz, they have a Wizard of Oz tarot that's coming out next month, and I got that on my wish list, child. I'm about to get that one, okay? It's so cool because like some of the first half of the major arcana are in black and white, and then at a certain point in the scene, look at me like this bitch about to buy another deck. Yes, I am. And then the rest of the minor arcana or the major arcana is all in color. I'm like, that's so cool. That is so dope. Okay. A direct message from ancestors, or not ancestors, sorry. Um, about your fears, your egos, and your misconceptions that you might need to work through. 4 cards. Okay. You have the market, which is the Wheel of Fortune. You have Ogun with the 5 of Pentacles. These look like some police officers or something. Okay, it's gonna be a little interesting one. And you have the 6 of Cups again, the 6 of Congo, and you have the 10 of Congo with the Grand Bois. All right, so, oop, and then there's Marie Laveau at the bottom of the deck with the High Priestess. Shout out to you, our good auntie Marie Laveau. So this looks like a sheet of Kyrie shows. So again, there's something with Kyrie shows that's significant. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. To Wanda's, you a collector too, child? Girl, I could have a whole yard sale for tarot. I'm telling you, like I really could. It's insane. But yeah. So as far as like your shadow work is concerned, any fears, any ego or misconceptions that you need to address within yourself to grow, that the marketplace energy again, it does give this vibe of you feeling as though you can't contribute to the grand scheme of things, or questioning your worth when it comes to what you have to offer. And it could be there's something that you want to put on the market, literally, like something you want to sell. And I feel like there's also another metaphor, like you don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to, excuse my French, but prostitute your gifts, your abilities, your skills, or your character, your essence. You don't have to do that, you know? Um, you might be someone that can be quite defensive at times. You might be a bit of a, because of that warrior spirit in you, you might be someone that is very quick to, you know, combat with other people, because I feel like you're not someone that backs down. This could come from a place where you feel like you didn't have that full protection in your life, so you feel like you have to be your biggest protector. You know, she rules the marketplace. Thank you. I'm gonna read the guidebook in a second after I tap into these. Yeah, buying decks, it is, because it's like you always find something like they have so many themes of oracle decks and tarot decks. Like it's hard to just be like, damn. But yeah, so you might have this. I have to defend and protect myself, because you may have felt like you didn't have that, you know, in your youth, or you know, in your childhood. But again, if you can just remind yourself to tap into that inner reflection of what feels good to you, what puts you at ease, you know, what gives your nervous system that peace, that joy, um, you know, that peace of mind, where you're not thinking about having to defend or compete or compare, whatever that may be. Like, what is your own niche, your own gift? You have the ability. And as Marie Laveau is standing in this gateway here with the Kyrie shows as the high priestess, it's like you're ready to get this information, whatever that is, and it may be through this reading and or your own, you know, reflecting, that you find this, of course, that the door is open now. You're seeking the information that you need to move past whatever your blockages are. There is something that awaits you on the other side, and though it may seem kind of like a you know, destitute situation sometimes, or you feel like, you know, there's a lack around you, or you feel like you lack within. I feel like with this 10 of cups, and I'm going to read it, I'm looking at the trees. They almost look like they don't have any branches, but if you look a little closer, they actually do, and they're really large, really colorful. So it's all about perspective. It's all about the perspective. All right, so I'm actually gonna leave the Marie Laveau card out. I'm gonna read it at the end. I'm gonna read her card at the end. Let's see, the marketplace card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All the roads lead to the market, an often repeated saying. Here the crossroads meet, movement change and the flux rule the day. All interdependence, God and mortals batter for that which is necessary to their continued existence. Everything depends upon someone or something else. The Loa needs the servitors in order to manifest. The servitors need the animals in order to grow physically and spiritually. The animals need the servitors to feed and care for them. If any link in the chain falls, all is lost. If someone takes more than they share, if greed touches the heart of any of the participants, then all must suffer. This card takes an aspect of the New Orleans French market, the oldest operating market in the country. The vendors dressed in purple are a daily sight. They are members of a religious order who come to sell their wares. The attributes of this card focus on appreciation for the need of cooperation in order to survive. The contemplation of this card is the vast chain of life that supports an individual's existence. My bad. Divination, a realization upon which your works are very existent, depends on a rapid change of fortune. hmm. So what I gather from that is like everything in life needs each other, right? We all need each other to survive in a sense, not from a needy sense, but as the card said, interdependence. So there's still a level of dependence. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know why they use that term, but I get what it's saying. Like I get the message. As far as like we all need each other. It's like the circle of life. Like we all need each other. So for you to think that you can't participate or you don't have anything to contribute to the world or to life is crazy. Or that someone may not, no one needs you. No one would benefit from what you have to offer, bring into this world or for this life. That's crazy, right? So there's something that either is going to shift or about to shift for you. And it's almost like once you stop fighting or once you stop telling yourself this or it's almost like pushing something away, whether it's pushing people away, whether it's constantly feeling the need to defend yourself or protect yourself in an unnecessary way. I know. I understand what you're saying, like in that term, like as far as like a witchy level, I get it, but in this instance, what the card is saying, it's more so like interdependence and being able to extend and share is what it sounds like. Like, hopefully, I'm explaining. I kind of get it. Let's see. Hold on. The five of Santeria is Ogun. The aspect of Ogun portrayed in this card is a power upon which civil authority rests. Ogun and Obatala have joined in spirit to create the picture. Two police sit solidly upon horses containing the flow of the Mardi Gras crowd. This depiction of Ogun, and for that matter, civil authority, in its most begun guise, hopefully I'm saying this shit right. Oh my God, they got too many, too many that I cannot pronounce. During Carnival, the New Orleans police are possibly at their best, and their civil control is definitely at its most relaxed. Still, the police and the horse are quite formidable. The contemplation is an iron gun, old yet capable of firing a lethal bullet. This gun was not made for target practice or hunting or food. It has but one purpose. It has but one target. Containment of great internal or external pressure, stress, strain, worry that arises as a result of the constant pressure, the strength to stand solidly before a threat or adversary or adversity. Yeah. So, what I gather from this is almost like know how to choose your battles wisely, right? Choose your weapon or use it wisely. It's not just because you have the ability or because you're angry, because you're upset, or because you have trust issues doesn't really give you the right to act in that war. Creating warfare where there is none, where there should be peace, right? Um, so you have Obatala here, which is cool energy, and Ogun, which is hot energy. Again, that balance. They're both warriors, but Warrior and soldier energy is what it says. So warrior comes from the root word war, implies a violent, aggressive going forth. Okay, so you may have that energy in you. So it's like that balance. Ogun and Obatala is the balance between knowing when to step up and in that warfare, and then Obatala energy, that wisdom, that peace. And if I'm not mistaken, Obatala is representative of a dove, a white dove, which is interesting. I just thought about that. My name means white dove. That's interesting. Just thought about that. Okay, we already read the Six of Cups. Let's read the Ten of Cups. Let's see. The nines, the tens. Okay, so the dominion of Grand Bois reaches from mountains to the islands of the invincible, far below the water, far below the sea. This Loa master of the sacred forest. The trees of the forest have branches that reach past the sun, and its shining and roots that tap the source of all waters. This aspect of the card is that the forest and the island below the waters, this is a land that the Loa calls home. This is the land to which the newly dead travel. A primary attribute of this card is a final favorable outcome. All is an appointed place, and life gravitates towards the good. The contemplation is we are composed of flesh and death, turn and return, begetter of transformations. Divinational meaning is favorable outcome when the last words are said and last things are done. It kind of reminds me of this biblical scripture. I think there's a time for life, or time to live, and there's a time for death, or it's basically like the seasons. Like every season has its significant purpose and meaning and reason. Okay. All right. Lessons of shadow work. Clarify this. Well, there's Marie Laveau again. Hey, she here. She ain't playing. She here twice. This is a power card. Your shadow work lies in your power. That you're, as a healer, I'll say this. As a healer, being able to transform and heal your own pain is power. Being able to heal yourself is your power, because that's almost like your training field. Like, I'm healing myself, I have the ability to help heal others. At the same time, though, a true healer understands that I show you where your wounds are, but I'm not the one to heal them for you. I can assist you, I can reveal to you, I can speak to you, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to do the work for you. Yep, she got her snake with her. The year of the snake. The time is now. This energy is now. Some of you guys, your healing work is through music. You got the music healing card. You might be a healer that may have a voice to speak to the people through lyrics, through words that you write, through your poetry, through your voice. Again, something with the voice. Your music, if you are a musician. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave her other card out here too. I'm gonna just leave it. Okay. So the message from the spirits who walk with you, your ancestors, your guides, maybe even Miss Marie, like whatever else she may want you to know. So she was connected to her spirit. So this just kind of gives you insight into the presence that they have in your life. So who are these divine sources that walk with you? I know. I want to go. One of my homegirls, she invited me to come for Mardi Gras. I'm like, I can't, especially now with my job. Like, I can't leave right now, but I would definitely love to go, especially during the summer. I would love to go to New Orleans. That sounds like a trip. All right. Who are our guides that walk with us? Our spirits that walk with us. What's up with them? What's their presence? Hey sis, how are you? How you been? Okay. So you have, I believe this is a page. The Santeria card. It's like, wait a minute. Like these cards be tripping me out. Like I'm not going to try to figure like what they are yet. I'm just going to read the energies. So you have the Congo, the 9 of Congo, which is the 9 of cups. Madame La Luna. The Secret Societies card. Interesting. I believe this is justice. And then we have the 9 of Rada, which is the 9 of swords with massa. Not a slave massa. No. Okay, so yeah, your ancestors that walk with you, they've already walked this path. They may have their own spiritual practices that you are also practicing. And like I said in the beginning of the reading, the things that you've been drawn to are things that your ancestors actually practice or that are sacred to those that are sacred to your bloodline or to your tribes. If your ancestors are part of tribes, their locations where they live, like parts of where they live, their communities, certain sacred practices, things like that, that you just naturally inherently know how to tap into. And it seems like it's just random things or you don't know where it's coming from. And then if you've done your research or you're going to do your research, you'll find that these things are in alignment. Or you ask somebody, oh, your grandma, your uncle, or so and so used to do this. And you're like, wait a minute, like, that's kind of the vibe. Like, that's some of the ancestors, some of your divine team that's walking with you. They are assisting you with some sort of cleansing rituals as well. Your ancestors may have been a part of like uh not spies, that sounds corny, but how do I explain this? Like they might have been like for the tribe, for the hunters, they may have been kind of like intel informants, but not like snitches, but like I don't know how to explain it because I'm not trying to say y'all people are snitches because that's not the vibe I'm getting, but I'm trying my best to explain the whole informant thing. Um, a scout, yeah, yeah, I think that's a better term for it. It's your birthday weekend. Oh yeah, you have the same. You and my mama have the same birthday. So happy birthday to you, sis. I forgot about that. You and my mom share the same birthday. Horses and Pisces, psychic abilities crazy. I feel you. Yeah, I feel like the temperance, the last one you was thinking about the temperance. Um, I feel though like for some of your ancestors that walk with you, there's some that like whatever it is that you want, whatever you want to ask, they got you. Because it's giving me like genie vibes. This king or not king, the 9. This is giving me magic wish, like I got you, like a genie. There's also something with smells and scents. So, like, if you have a relationship with one of your spirits that you've known them in this life and they passed away, that walk with you now in the spirit, there's something with their scent or something maybe that they used to cook, some sort of tea, maybe even like a tea, or if you've been feeling guided to something with tea or like something herbal teas. That's what I'm getting like leaves, like loose leaf tea. There's something significant with that. Maybe some of you guys are able to read tea leaves, or that's something you feel guided to, or one of your spirits was definitely connected to that, or they did divination with leaves, or like tree branches, like tree leaves, things like that, or tea, or something with like herbs used for divination. Mm. Yeah, the 9 of swords could be anxiety and anxiousness, and I feel like the spirits that do walk with you, they are very, very tapped into the spirit. That's why I said like whatever it is that you wish or that you're seeking or you're asking, this one particular energy or spirit that got you, and it might be something with their scent, or like if you smell something, or it's something with like herbs and teas. I'm like, I can't shake that, and I feel like it's a scent or something. And you may not even have known them in this lifetime, but it's like their energy's around. People that have that ability to sense like mediumship gifts and abilities, you can pretty much tell when there's something around. Just like you can tell when there's a negative energy or spirit around, you can tell when there's a benevolent spirit that is around that's wanting to connect, or and for me, like some of the things, it's scent, it's smell. Just like when you can smell, if you smell something stank, like you don't know where it's coming from, that could be a sign of a bad energy, like dwelling or lingering around. You know, let's see. Some of your ancestors very well could have also been like in the military, or like way, way, way back in times. Like they were a part of some sort of order of protection for either the community or for a tribe or something like that. Ooh, a gunpowder smell. I sure don't know what. Let's see what that smell like. Try. Yeah, that sulfur smell too. Like that's another thing. Like that sulfur stank smell. That's how you know like there's a foul spirit in the mist. Like for real. Ooh, I didn't know that you can use chamomile for that. Bet. Because I've been drawn to like the actual like chamomile like plant itself. Like, because I've seen it at the Spanish market over the summer, and I took some home and I waited too late and it got old. But I've been wanting to go get some more, like some actual chamomile, and use it for something, not necessarily to make tea, but I just felt guided to it. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, the justice card is the secret society's card. Balance, justice, adjustment. Okay. So it says the night and those who live within it claim the honor and respect due to that which hunts in the deepest tunnels of the soul. This type of secret society referred to in this card exists more in the psychic and psychological dimensions than on a physical plane. There are those who seek to maintain balance in the world through clandestine, hopefully I'm saying that right, magic or force of arms. While their power is great, especially in a land like Haiti, the true power to maintain the balance necessary for the continuation of life is found within rather than without. When the spirit of community or tradition is violated, something ancient rises to swing the scale. Girl. Yes, that word says. You know what's funny? And I don't want to say this because it makes me sound so insensitive, but when those hurricanes were happening in Florida and in the particular areas, I'm like, there's some ancestors or there's water spirits that are upset, child. They're upset. Mama Nature is showing her ass. Like, y'all, it's interesting. And I kind of felt that a little bit last summer, like when I went to the waters, I felt an anger in the ocean. It was very weird. I don't know how to explain it, but some of y'all, if y'all know, like y'all know what I'm talking about. But when I like went to the beach and I went in the water in the ocean, I felt like this anger that it was like I was sensing the upset in the ocean, in the environment. I have no idea how to explain it. So that was like a heads up. The whale swallowed the man and gave him back. Hmm. Interesting. So it says the contemplation is to go deeply within, shifting through the shards of the broken, ill-formed experience. Move past regret and then past judgment to an appreciation of the part that experiences play in the elegant balance of the universe, both within and without. The divinational meaning, it says the moment when all hangs in the balance, case of law, cases of conscience, pangs of conscience, calling one to action, recourse to the ancestors for a decision in the matter at hand. Recourse to the ancestors for a decision in the matter at hand. Yeah. They always walk with you. And you have very wise counsel of ancestors, like that know how to make good judgment calls, because that could have been something that they did in a profession or something in relations to like their community stance, like who they were in the community is centered around justice and choices and decisions. All right, so let's see. The Nine of Congo, which is the Nine of Cups. You have the Nine of Swords as well. Okay, so let's go to the nines. Okay, so the Nine of Congo with Madame La Luna or La Lune walks in the waters of the astral light. She can grant us the magic mirror, the firm waters of the mirror which catch and hold images. She also shares in the mass's function of transport by reflecting or transporting the light of the sun. The mirror of the young moon invites travel to soft places of the heart. Here, the madam is swathered in glamour. Soft elements of light sway upon her smooth skin as the drum's mouth give forth honey. The powers or attributes here are those of enchantment. The moon at mid-course grows large and small, moving towards the birth of the full moon or slipping in the night as the elder cloaked black moon, which hides itself to drink more fully of the nectars of the night, much in the same way Dambala and Ada hide when they feed. The black moon rides unseen upon the night's wind. In the darkest aspects, Madame La Lune is the mother of mysteries. She is the soul's black mirror. She has passed from this world into the world of invincibles, there to be refreshed and rebuilt by their hands of those who once constructed the pyramids and temples of the earth. God damn. Girl. Wow. As the sun is going from the red to black, Legba traces the steps of Madame La Lune. This card depicts a seated woman carving a moon, reflected by the water into parts or phases. The water has become a vast mirror upon that which she can work the moon. The primary attribute of this card is stability through change. The many faces of Madame La Lune come together to form a unified whole greater than the sum of its parts. Stability through change, cyclic change, a return to beginnings after a cycle is complete, orderly change, enchantment, and happiness. They're helping you. Your ancestors are doing a great work right now for you. If you are called to go within yourself, you have a lot of answers. This is like a soul searching period. This isn't a period to overthrow yourself or put yourself in overload of work and like pushing yourself outside of your limits. It's like a pace, it's a flow. Nine of Swords. Let's see. See. All right. So it says the masa spins a star web that reaches between worlds, delicately balanced by its thin fibers. They carry water or grace from a point to point. Excuse me. In Masa's hand rests a virtue of connection, a bright light that forms from the heavenly crown worn by Marie Laveau. That's funny. Interesting. Another virtual in the creation of connections. As spirits or loas of the air, they have often whispered their secrets into her waiting ears. In the economy of the invincible world, it's the job or the place of master to carry power. While the power is not theirs to use, it is theirs to give. So it does give that magic. You see the genie, but with discernment though, it ain't just like, oh, I'm just gonna give you everything. And if I do, it's like you're gonna take the lesson, whatever you ask for, be careful what you ask for type energy. Um, while its power is not there to use, it's theirs to give. To carry power like they do, one must be able to transform oneself to fit in the vessel as needed. The road from Legba to Azaka, hopefully I'm saying that right, requires a different kind of messenger in the chasm between Dambala and Arzuli. It is up to the master to be all of these messengers. The aspect of this card is that of a female master holding a teapot. Okay, yeah, that is a teapot. From the pot, from vapors that connect the pot or earth to the stars. The master has indeed established a very important connection, a craft that has been created by the master to serve the function as go between cells on the vapors. The primary attribute of the master is to transport. It is they who move the life giving waters. Hmm. The contemplation of this card is in the dance of the soul, the burden and its bearer often become one. The divination meaning of this card is a move, such as a change in residence or the intercession of a courier. An unexpected gift arrives for good or evil. Don't feel like this is evil. Your ancestors have your best will and intention. So, mm, some of you guys, if you already do this, you already know what's up. But some of you guys might be guided to light something, smoke something for your ancestors, for their honor. They working overtime. They always do. It's not that they don't, but at this period of your life, it doesn't hurt at all anyway at any time to show them love and appreciation. I think this is the 10 of Wands I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. Let me see. Yeah. What is this? Oppression, cruelty, hope based on the ability to imagine a better situation. So they may be giving you visions of what's ahead, the future for you, but they want you to not ignore the things or the challenges that are in front of you. That's a part of the journey, right? But they want to keep you and remind you of what's ahead, what's for you, the prophecy. Like, don't you forget the prophecy, but we want you to stay grounded, steadfast in the changes that are happening. And some of these things, especially when it comes to like what's happening in the world as a whole, if you're consciously aware of that, if you have a heart, if you have a soul, it does bother you, and it sometimes feels like you can't do nothing. There's things that you can't control. You can't control everybody, and you shouldn't want to control anyone anyway. But it's like the things that you can't control, you can control how you respond to things, how you perceive and how you look at the world, even in the midst of your blessings. Like, you got to be able to see the blessings even when there's things that don't seem as blessed, or the life circumstances that you see in front of you, they're not always a pretty picture, right? So your ancestors, your spirits, they're very grounded in their energy, in their powers, in their gifts, their skills, their abilities, and what you have, what you offer, um helping you in your everyday mundane life circumstances as well. It's like, we don't want you to be all in the doom and the gloom, but we want you to be realistic, be practical, be grounded, be wise, but also, you know, have a vision of your future that's beautiful. Still look forward to things, and also in your present, like, be present, be hopeful in your present moment. Musical healing again. Ooh, got a seashell. The music card, it says music healing, that came out, or I think it was at the bottom of the deck at one point. Um, this seashell card, let me see what it says. I want to read this real quick. Because there's something with listening or tuning your ears. And I opened, it's crazy. I opened the deck right up on the musical healing card. Yeah, use your ability to heal through music. For some of you, that's your gift, or one of your many gifts. Could just be using music to heal yourself as well. It says good intentions always pay off in one way or another. You pulled this card because although things in your life may have not panned out exactly as you had anticipated, your karmic reward will be quite pleasant and may surprise you. Sometimes the best gifts are the unexpected ones. If you continue to live your life led by positive and loving thoughts and actions, the peaceful and pleasant results may surprise you. So this is the lanyap. I think that's a seashell. All right. I'm a little slow, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. Oh, it sure was. Yeah. I forgot about those people. I forgot about that. Hmm. Me too. I want to go to the ocean so bad. It feels like it's been too long, but not really. It was like a few months ago, I think around summertime. Ah, man, I love the water. Wait a minute. The magic mirror. Interesting. These cards is dope. I'm gonna have to sit with these cards one by one. All right. I'm almost done. I promise y'all. We've been on here for quite some time. How can you honor Miss Marie Laveau? So just not just for what she's known for as the Voodoo Queen, but the healer, the protector, and the advocate that she was. How can you honor her energy in a way that aligns with your own path? Let's tap in. If you're not already, you already, sometimes you just need that reminder, you need that confirmation, that encouragement. Let's see. That's a collective. How can we better honor your legacy in our own unique path and walk? Card came out already. Ooh, that's scary as shit. What the hell? Girl. It's probably not meant to be evil, but it's making me think of like these reptilian mass people, these people in the world that's got that little evil energy. Okay. So we have the Page of Wands again. We have the Eight of Cups. The Santeria with the Santero. And the Five of Ogun again as well. I'm going to read these two because we already read the other ones. I know, but he's scary. Girl. No, this ain't Dambala, but this is whatever this thing is. He looks scary as hell. It looked like, the people that they be calling shapeshifters. There is an Arzuli card here. It's not Dontor though. Let's see. This one is the Eight of Cups. Simbi, yeah, it's scary, girl. I know y'all see that. That looks scary as hell to me. Look at that. It looked like a snake eating snakes. Like, how the fuck, like, he looks crazy. That shit look crazy as hell. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Y'all know I can be a little dramatical sometimes. The Calypso. That looks like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. So this is a water snake. Well, you know what? There was this man, and I think I shared this on here before on the channel, but there was this man I was watching. It was like a Christian channel that I was watching on YouTube, and it was this Indian man he's like a minister or something. He was like a missionary pretty much. He said that he had went to the oceans, and when he went out there to pray or what have you, he seen a water spirit come out of the water, and he was like, like the one of them things where you see some shit and it seems like it's just not real, it's not realistic, but yeah, it might be some sightings of things coming out of the ocean. But I sound a little crazy saying that, but I don't know, that's just what I feel. But all right, so this snake of deep waters is able to travel through the deepest layers of being. As the whale, La Baline, hopefully I'm saying that, uses La Sarine as an intermediary to communicate with the surface. So she whispers her secrets into the ears of the air, or the Rada Simbi. The Rada Simbi can then bring the knowledge to the mind's conscious attention. There is usually some distortion in this transmission. This Loa's water nature connects to the air of Hod, to the water of Nezek, which these I believe are Hebrew words. The connection is always posed in terms of a riddle. Simbi journeys from the Hod through the path of deluge to the vessel of Nejak, Arzuli emotion. The path from the intellect to the emotions is best traversed, not in dry declarative statement, but in the wet, bubbly meter of riddle. For example, what head has no mouth but still speaks? A drum. These are like parables. I wish I had time to like really dive into this because I feel like sometimes people are like, bitch, just hurry up and read. But no, I really want to dive into these cards, one of these like with myself most definitely, but like here, because I feel like I'm rushing the message a little bit. This card aspect is that of a large snake riding above the water. Its words appear in the form of an airy rata symbis. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, which leaps into the air in all directions from its mouth. This image refers to all the fabulous water creatures who broke surface to communicate their wisdom. These creatures traditionally promise much, yet speak in such convoluted riddles that mischief is almost assured, and the hearer does not invest great effort in deciphering the riddle thoroughly. A primary attribute of Simbi is it. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't want to butcher this. I think it's Dal. Oh, anywho, I'm not gonna do that. If I don't pronounce this correctly, please forgive me. My French people, French speaker people, forgive me. Is a tendency towards confusion marked by a sense of righteousness or purpose without a firm idea as to how to translate the sense into concrete action. The contemplation of this card as a small stream cuts deeply into the land. Its darting waters disappear under a rock. The deeper, okay. Remember I was judging this? Spell it. It's spelled D, comma L, comma EAU. Yeah. Because I was judging this card and was like, it's scary and blah, 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 blah. And the part that stood out to me in the message or the book's interpretation of the card was that, like, upon the visitation of this water spirit is like you're ready to already judge the message. You're judging it by what it looks like. And that's what I did. Instead of like being present to even hear what the message is and then discern what I'm getting and what I'm hearing. So like judgment upon a message. So when a lot of times, because when that man was explaining what he saw at the ocean, he was making it like, oh, these water spirits are demonic, because a lot of church people, they talk about water spirits a lot, or what are they called? Marine spirits, excuse me. They talk about the marine spirits in a very demonic, like it's demonic and this and that, and people operating in the marine spirit and things like that. And I feel like those misconceptions, it harbors a lot of fear-based energy in it. It shuts down the connection of things, and that's what I don't like. Is the difference between being discerning and always thinking that everything is demonic if it's something you don't understand or doesn't fit into the lines of some sort of faith or belief, right? um when that man was explaining what he saw at the ocean, I felt that it was some sort of divine message in it, but he looked at it as, oh, this is a warning of demonic energies and things. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the L, yeah, it has an L after the D. Yeah, that fear of everything. But the divination card, or the divinational meaning of this card, says correct impulse leading to an action, a sense of equivocal action, a sense of the matter at hand which cannot be put into words, a breakdown of communication, falsehood through confusion, not malice, the sense of confusing situation mishandled through the lack of interpretive effort. So, see, like, I was about, yes, sis, that's the word. I was about to just judge this thing. I'm like, this thing looks scary as hell. He looked like a reptilian person thing, whatever. They looking crazy. I was about to go in on him or them, her. I think it's a her. I was about to go in on her, but she just trying to deliver a message. She like, hey, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to show you what's up, sis. You over here tripping off of me. I'm just trying to deliver a message. But no, what was the question that was asked? I think it was how can you be inspired, I guess, by Miss Marie Laveau's her legacy. How can you honor it in your own spiritual path? So, a lot of ways, choose your battles wisely, you know, choose your war wisely, your peace wisely. You know, if you're going to invest or you're not going to invest, like know how to wield and use your power um in a way of discipline. Do not judge the messenger. Allow yourself to be open to the allow yourself to be open to the message and interpret it without judgment, without fear, right? Without seeking some sort of negativity. Um be in your creativity, in your raw emotions with this Page of Wands energy. Being in that raw, fiery, passionate energy of your emotions is where you're going to find most of your creative energy and power. Like, allow yourself to be in that, not judge it, not try to cap it or limit it. I'm trying to figure out what this Santeria card is, because we had another one, but it was a female form of this card, and I could not figure out what the hell it was. Um, Oh, it's the King of Pentacles. And the other one that we pulled was the Queen of Wands. So the Santerio and the Santeria is the Queen. Okay, King and Queen. Okay, bet. Okay, of Pentacles. Of the Pentacles. Okay, let's read him. Let's read. See, I gotta learn these a little bit better. Okay, so the male Santeria initiate of the earth is the fiery part of the earth. The fire of the Santerio is a dynamic force that supports the growth of all Earth's bounty. The aspect of this card is of that of a Santerio making an effort of herbs to the bata drums. The batas are a sacred drum of Santeria used to call the Orisha. The drums themselves are hourglass shaped with one large and one small head. Both heads are hung up in bells around their rims. The atmosphere is one of a sanctity and a grace. Okay, so the character of this individual is covered in this card, including a strong sense of holiness of the earth, which leads to patience in industry and physical matters. The traits differ from those described in the Thoth or the Golden Dawn's Tarot. Specifically or physically, this man is liable to have dark hair and dark eyes. Again, something with the herbs. Something with, like, some of you guys could be, what do you call it? Some of you guys could be herbalists or herbalists, like some healing in that. Then you have the Santeria with the earth. Excuse me. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So, my goodness. Trying to take my throat down. So this is the watery part of the earth. She is the ruler of earth and its watery life-giving forces. In that she controls the forces of life. She also has great knowledge and control over the forces of death. In the past, the earth was viewed as passive and accepting. Now it's known that the earth is an active, complex organism and accepts only so much before asserting itself with great force. Interesting. So the presence of Oya or Batala should be considered in the makeup of such a personality. The image of this card is a Santeria sitting at the edge of a vast swamp. The personality of such a woman is characterized by affection and a large capacity for the giving and receiving of love. Goodness. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. So some of you guys might be called to heal in that sense, with the herbs, with earth energy. Um, the personality, like I said, is someone that is giving of receiving of love. Dire are the consequences if her love and loyalty are betrayed. So it could be a metaphor for Mother Earth as well. Which she's already showing up and showing out as she should. Physically, she's likely to be a woman with dark hair and dark eyes. So that's neither here nor there. But if if you're doing a reading for somebody and they like, who is this motherfucker? Well, this person, well, we ain't getting into all that. But anywho, how can you best honor her path through your own journey, her legacy through your own journey? Focus. You have adventure at the bottom of the deck. And what do you know? It looks like a wound. It kind of looks like a woman's body, kind of. It looks like a heart. It almost looks like a key lock if you turn it upside down, which does give an energy of divine feminine and masculine energy in a way. That eye, the all-seeing eye, because we were talking about Horus. So, hey. Be focused, pay attention to the times and the energies, or continue, I should say, to pay attention to the signs of the times. There's a lot that's unfolding and locking, and what you're going to see is a lot of divine feminine energy power um, being tapped into and utilized like never before, and those of masculine energy that are in alignment and in allegiance with one another in support of that, rather than trying to tear it down or block it. One of my favorite scriptures in the Holy Bible is coming through Isaiah 22 and 22. So there's a significance. Okay. Prince, hey. Yes, happy Black History Month. Isaiah 22 and 22, it says, and I will place on his shoulder the key of the house of David, and he shall open and none shall shut, and he shall shut and none shall open. So y'all can dive into that if you want to, but that's what came through when I looked at this card. that scripture in particular. And I've been seeing a lot of 22s and 222s, and I saw yesterday 1222. Like somebody sitting right next to me was like bold as ever. I've been seeing that number a lot, the 22s and 222. So this path is meant to be an adventure. It's a beautiful one if you know what you're looking at. Like I said, life is not going to get any easier. It is what it is. It's all about how you walk this path, how you show up, how you view it, how you perceive it is everything. What, girl? I've been thinking of, I don't know about the lotteries now. I don't know. I could be blocking a blessing. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I've been seeing that number a lot. All right, final message. Blessing from Marie. The ultimate takeaway from this reading. A parting message from her spirit of what she wants you to take with you on your journey. Now, I'm only going to pull one from this card deck. And then I'll pull from the New Orleans Oracle. Thank you, God, for your divine wisdom, truth, and clarity so far. Marie, Laveau, thank you for your energy, your presence, your service, your contribution. Ashe. Oh, she said, no, you're going to take two. And this card is like, y'all going to take this. I'll read this card again for y'all, because that card, this is like the third time that Page of Wands card done popped out for real. And you have the Rada of Laplace. I believe Laplace is the Knights in this deck. Let's see what you talk about, Martin, because you keep this card just keep popping out now. Okay. Okay, so the Prince of Swords says, this is an airy part of air. The instability of air is magnified twofold. The intellect wanders from one subject to another, from a set intellectual position to its opposite. It is as if the mind is blown about by the winds created by its own prior movements. This creates a type of perpetual motion with no firm object and destination. Sorry. The type of mind described by this card is highly intelligent but lacks firmness. Simbi may be an apt loa for a person with these characteristics. The aspect of this card is that of the Laplace standing over the center of the crossroads. A golden whirlwind issues from the tip of the machete as it cuts through the air. It seems as if a great deal of show and power has been expanded for minimal effect. The persons described by this card are brilliant in argument and intellectual discussion, but lack conviction. The points that they make so well are unrelated or one contradicting the other. Physically, this person is apt to be a young man with dark hair and dark eyes. Okay, so let's get into the Page of Wands, and then we'll get into what she's talking about. mm. Mm. I shall not be moved. Okay, so this card, it represents the earthy part of fire. Her attributes mirror the fiery characteristics of La Flambeau or Bois. I think it's Bois. Loa. As the earthy part of fire, she works to create the conditions proper for the La Flamboie Loa to manifest themselves. Her character is fit, respectful for those Loa of flames. The aspect of this card is extremely fiery. She holds a flame in Zen, a ritual pot made of clay or iron that is used for cooking. The pot in this card seems to be of iron, so it can handle the tremendous heat of the flames. Brûlé Zen, boiling part, is a ritual in which I think it's Hanisis, makes a ganzo that demonstrates mastery over fire. In this card, she represents a spiritual vision of this mastery. She has united with the essence of fire. Character traits associated with this card include an intense state such as anger, love, ambition, enthusiasm, and vengeance. Her emotions are prone to rapid change. If anything, you got to be solidified in what you're doing and what your magic. Almost, I hope this doesn't slip, but out of my mind, because I hope I'm going to explain this well. Help me with this. I feel like for some of you, like, as soon as you kind of, I'm hearing the word conjure. This may not be for everyone, but it's almost like you got to stand in your convictions of what you're doing. Once you get that energy going, once you create it, there's no turning back. And that's the power of your force. You got to believe it. There's no turning back. There's no, oh, I shouldn't do this, or let me step back. That Negro spiritual was sung by enslaved people to give secret messages. Which one, y'all? What y'all talking about? I'm missing stuff. I shall not be moved. Yeah. There's no turning back. It's almost like you gotta stand strong in what you're creating, what you're moving energetically and spiritually. Um, some of you guys might, the pot, literally, that ritual could literally be something that you're familiar with, that you've done, that you are going to do, or that you're going to look into. But I'm getting something with like a jar. Could be like your energy put into it. I hear like screams or something. So like the snake is standing out to me in this card, in the Marie Laveau card, standing out to me. Like a vision of a snake in a jar, that it represents a energy, a vibration. How do I explain this? Like, let's say someone puts their tears in a jar, like it may represent some sort of power, something you're conjuring, or you put your screams in a jar, like a anger or a power. It's something like being encapsulated, but not to like keep it stagnant or from moving, but it's a power. I don't know how to explain this. How do I explain this? Mm, yeah, yeah. Dreams. Y'all with your dream catchers, y'all know what to do. Spiritual knowledge. Yoni work, the signs that your divine team is leaving with you. Okay. Some sort of like solar energy, solar goddess or god energy may resonate with some of you. Um, but I'm getting something with yoni magic as well. Like this could be how you tap in, how you connect with what's going on around you, or divine mother energy is connecting through your womb. I know this sounds crazy to some people, and for some of you, y'all already know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I feel like this is a connection to the womb space. I want to read the Marie Laveau card in the Voodoo Tarot because she came out as well. You got two of her cards. Let's see. Marie Laveau is, along with the good doctor, moving into the position of the Loa. Her occult skills, abilities to connect peoples of diverse interests, and great works of charity are at the forefront of those quality times and remembrance have distilled from the matrix of her life. Excuse me. Her small house in St. Louis Cemetery #1 is well supplied with flowers and other offerings. Marie Laveau, also called Madame L, lived in New Orleans from 1794 to 1881. She probably traveled no more than 20 miles from the city during her lifetime, but at the present time, her fame has spread wild beyond the Americas. Rose, a priestess who presently lives in New Orleans, holds Marie Laveau to the last of the great voodoo queens. But she says that another may come to fill that role. The stature Marie Laveau enjoys has certainly not been reached by any other Buddhist to date. The power of her work has changed both internal and external expressions of voodoo in the United States. She presided at the voodoo rites of St. John's Eve and the dances of the Congo Square or on Congo Square. Through her abilities to influence the authorities, voodoo became a somewhat tolerated, if not acceptable, form of religious expression. During the Great Yellow Fever epidemic that swept the New Orleans in 1832 and 1853, she was tireless and selfless in her care for the victims. When she died on June 16th of 1881, the daily, I cannot see, Picayune, hope I'm saying that right, why is that font so tiny, child? A major New Orleans paper ran the following as a part of an editorial. And I quote, all in the Marie Laveau was a wonderful woman, doing good for the sake of doing good alone. She obtained no reward. Oftentimes, meeting the prejudice and loathing, she was nevertheless sentient and did not lag in her work. She had the cause of the people at the heart and was with them in everything. Marie's name will not be forgotten in New Orleans, end quote. Yes, thank you. Marie Laveau's name will not be forgotten in any city where the spirits of voodoo are honored. The aspect of Marie Laveau shown by this card emphasizes gatekeeping and connection. Her strong face looks straight out of the reader as she parts a curtain of Kyrie shows. That is Kyrie show, see? Hey, all right. Yeah, because I mentioned that early in the reading, something about Kyrie shows, and I was like, I know I'm not tripping, but let me just say it anyway. Okay, let me just say it. Anywho, she offers entrance, a look beyond the veil, but only if one can meet and reflect her steady gaze. An interpretation of the very name Marie Laveau points the way towards those attributes that survived her person and continue to live to this day. Marie finds its root in the Hebrew word mar, which refers to bitterness, the salt of seawater. In French, lave means wash and O means liquid. The name forms an admirable glyph of the great waters and their ability to return all who approach to the state. Goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Wow. I never knew that. Wow. Wow. It's very fitting and inviting for the indwelling of the spirits. The contemplation of this card is the great waters as the beginning and end of existence. In these waters, purity of purpose is restored and connection to spirit is strengthened. The divinational meaning of this card is connection is possible between seemingly diverse elements. The words of Aleister Crowley speak most elegantly of Our Lady as pure, exalted, and gracious influence enter the matter, hence change, alteration, increase and decrease, fluctuation in the Book of Thought. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay. All right. Shout out to that. I didn't even know that that's what her name broke down to. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, Mommy Watts's energy is also present as well, I feel like. So I hope that this message or these readings messages have been of helpfulness to you. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I hope I was able to give you guys more of an understanding of your personal connection to her, maybe, or any guidances on your path, finding your ancestors' messages through this as well, honoring them, you know. So show some love, y'all. There's 11 people on here right now. Y'all show some love. This reading was helpful, resonated with y'all. Since you gonna have me translating. Yeah, I just like I've been sitting on this, and of course everything it takes its time. Like I can't rush it. Like if I genuinely am not in a place to read or do a reading, like I have to honor it when it happens, just do it. And I wanted to do her reading. Like she was on the list for me. Like I wanted to read, you know. Um yes. Yes. Ashe. Let the good times roll. Yeah, I need to freshen that up because I'll be over here struggling. But as long as my peoples know, like, hey, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know. Help me out. But yeah, so let's close the reading out. All right. Thank you for your contribution, sis. Thank everyone that joined in, showed love. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate the interactions too on the chat. So the decks that I'm using, like I said, if y'all are interested, some of you guys are very familiar with the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. It's a pretty old deck. It's been around for a little bit. So this is the one. And I got to study up on this deck a little bit more and like, the placements and things like that, because I do want to read it for what it is, as well as on top of my intuition, of course. Abatala accidentally turned on his card, so his energy is present as well. You're welcome, Kay. Abatala, I see you on the mountain. Abatala, I see you in the sky. Okay, yeah, his energy is coming through too. I'm trying to think, like, what other ones did I want to do? I know I wanted to do one on Harriet Tubman. I'll try to do that before February ends. I just wanted to do a message from the ancestors, those of, their contribution to specifically our ancestors of the Americas, like, their contribution, honoring them. I want to do a reading for them. And I also wanted to do a reading on the Sibyls, and I'm going to do that soon. No, I don't want to say tomorrow, because if I don't do it tomorrow, I'm gonna feel bad. But I do plan on doing it soon. So the Black Dove prophetesses. I want to do a reading on them too. So that will be my contribution. I know there was some like celebrity, like musical artist requests that have passed on. I might save that, like I said, for my other channel, when I get around to it. Because some of them that were requested, I've been sitting on those. I've been wanting to do some reads on them. So, in their honor, not no scandals and shit, just in their honor. And the other deck, before I forget, the other deck that I was using is the New Orleans Oracle deck as well. And then, I don't know if Tawanda found it, and Oya if you found it, but it's the Voodoo. Foxy, what's the matter? Hold on, girl. Hold on. I know. Hold on, mama. But yeah, the Voodoo Tarot, it has Arizoli Dontor on the front cover, and it's like a black or a red box. I found it on Amazon. So if y'all interested in that one, I didn't use it in this reading, but that is another Voodoo deck that is pretty cool. I like that one too. So if y'all interested in that, y'all can look that on Amazon. So, oh, the Civil Rights Museum before they try to get rid of girl. Right. I think the fuck not. Yeah. Hopefully, they know not to, they know better not to do that. For real. That will be a very big problem. There's so many levels. But yeah, I'm going to close this out, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, your night, your day. I know it's probably like already Sunday where some of y'all is at, or whenever you're watching this, but have a blessed evening and night. Rest up, turn up, whatever, in a safe space, And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until the next read, peace.